Okay, cool. All right, everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for watching. We're getting started a little early, but a little late at the same time. Normally, I like to do these at 6:30, but wanted to try a new time, see how engagement goes. This one's actually exciting because we got the current wife. If you watch my other social media on here, the current wife, Allison, and
Shut up.
today we are going over. Did you tell me to shut up?
Maybe.
Today we're going to talk about California. California gets a ton of hate, a ton. So we just want to address it, go over it, and see if it's warranted, if it's unwarranted, and just talk about our experience living in California, raising a family in California, growing up in California, and being tempted to leave California a few times. So if anybody has questions or anything pops up, shoot them in the comments. We'll be more than happy to answer them as we go. We'll be hitting a few topics here, and I got the wife here who's very pro Californian.
Very pro California. I'm always getting in arguments with people about why I would never leave California.
All right. I think the best joke I heard was I'd rather be dead in California than alive in insert other state.
Yeah. Any other, to be honest.
Okay. So to start this off, you okay?
Yeah, I was just checking what was behind me, but it's those magic bands from that Disney cruise
Okay.
over here in the corner.
Okay. Cool. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself. Who are you? What do you do? And why should we be excited to hear from you?
So my name is Allison and I am married to Justin. And a little bit about myself is I am a mother of three. My oldest, who is my stepson, is in high school. My other two are in elementary. My oldest daughter is going to be in middle school next year. Um, I think that my opinion matters on some of this because I do take into consideration what kind of care and lifestyle my children will lead living here in California. Um, Another part of that is that I do not like the rain. I do not like the snow. I really love the sunny California weather. I've been doing real estate with you now since 2020. You started in what, 2015?
2015. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have a lot of years together under our belt, and it's been great so far. Um, I love to post on TikTok. That's where you'll find me mostly. If you want to see more personal stuff, definitely Instagram. But if you're looking for real estate stuff, TikTok is my jam right now. I'm really loving it over there.
Yeah. Your TikTok probably does better than my YouTube and all my other pages.
Yeah, I'm a huge TikTok person. I've always had fun on there. There's so much like funny stuff, and I feel like that's just kind of where the people with my vibe are is on TikTok, so that's kind of where I've stuck. I go on Instagram a good amount too, but to me that's a little more family oriented. Business wise, TikTok is my jam. So if you want to see business stuff, TikTok, personal, go to Instagram.
And what's funny is my YouTube stuff with you, and it usually does the best. I've gotten quite a few calls where people get excited about like me saying hi to you,
Aw,
which is really,
yeah,
really cool.
yeah, that's cute. I love that.
Okay, so leading it off, California gets a lot of hate. We hear it all the time. We got family in other states. We got family in other areas.
Mm-hmm.
Um, friends in other states who try and talk us out of being here, and they think we're insane for living here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we like something we talk to people about a lot. I mean, even a couple times this past weekend was just, oh, I would leave California, but I would leave
Right.
California if
Mm-hmm.
and it's a theme that I remember hearing like as a kid too. It's just like, oh, California's insane. The politics suck. It's expensive. The people are crazy. But personally, I haven't really had any problems. And as personally, as I've done real estate the last 10 years, I talked to a lot of people that they regret leaving after they go.
Yeah, that seems to be like a consistent problem. I think a lot of people think of California as like just LA. You know, most of my or half of my family on my dad's side is all from up north.
Hmm.
So very, very like the Redwood area, and it is so different from down here. And I don't even mean San Francisco. Like they're so different from even San Francisco area. But people assume that everyone is like LA, San Francisco, and if you go, I mean, up or down this state, you're gonna find complete opposites, top to bottom. And that's one thing I love about it is how diverse it is.
Yeah, I mean, even where we're at, and we're Riverside, Moreno Valley, but I mean, you go out to
Mhm.
like Mentone or Mead Valley, Yucaipa,
Yeah,
it's different. Like even like Redlands, the city of
yeah,
Redlands, like we go
hmm
there every now and then. It's like this like charming little hidden area. Like you
yeah,
don't feel like you're in California when you're there, but you're in California. You got the orange groves, the mountains. It's all red dirt and whatnot, but just the vibe. It doesn't feel like I don't think I've ever seen like a movie or a television show capture what the vibe somewhere there would be like.
yeah. We were just in Mead Valley, what, 2 days ago,
Hmm.
and I was like, oh, it feels like such a different vibe. You go down the street, it's totally different. But right here, I mean, it just feels very like the community is very close. But sometimes our kids will say that they want to live somewhere where there's snow, and we tell them all the time like snow's only an hour away. You can go to snow next week if you want. And
Literally.
that's one of the benefits of living out here is you can go to the beach, you can go to the snow, you can go to the desert, wherever you want. I mean, specifically within Moreno Valley, you're an hour or two away from all of it.
Yeah, yeah, and a lot of the videos I do, I mentioned that is, you're and out like where we're at, Inland Empire, you're represent, but Inland Empire, you're 45 minutes to an hour from the snow. I need to plug in my computer. You're from the beach about an hour, hour and a half.
Hmm.
And then if you want, like the different types of big cities, you got like LA, hour and a half, and then San Diego, which is, probably closer to 2 hours now with how congested things are.
Yeah.
But
You
and
got
then
Palm Springs. Palm Springs is
yeah,
like a huge destination. You got Coachella, these huge festivals that are out that way. I mean, it just feels like in the Inland Empire, specifically, you're central to everything.
dude, yeah, literally. And when we were buying our first house, this is back in
Mhm.
2011. You've been current for a while, but
A
and
long time current wife.
yeah, a long time current. But well, that's something we realized. Like, okay, Merino Valley, where we're at, we're like it's the closest thing to everything else. Like,
Hmm.
there's nothing super crazy about the city where it's going to cause somebody to travel to be here. Somebody in
Yeah.
North Dakota probably isn't going to watch like, oh, I've seen this city in Merino Valley. That's where I want to end up. That was
Hmm.
where I wanted to be. But in Southern California, you have access to everything from here.
Hmm.
It's even like the like Joshua Tree or something. Like, yeah, Palm Springs,
Yeah, Joshua Tree, Palm
you have like
Springs, those are
a little
crazy.
community there, but like Joshua Tree
Mhm.
is they got cool Airbnbs, stargazing. People go out there with their telescopes at night. Like
Yeah.
you're close to literally like even like hot springs. You got Marietta Hot Springs, and
Yeah.
what's the one
That's
you like?
true. My favorite place, Marriott Hot Springs. I love it there. I love Glen Ivy, all these like, and those are natural hot springs. I think that's what makes them so special. It's not some regular old like go to a day spot. It's all natural stuff within those places that are accessible and easy to get to.
Yeah, and that's I mean like the more research I do because I'm doing a ton of these pros cons videos or this
Mhm.
versus that, and that's kind of the common theme is you have a little bit of everything here.
Yeah.
One thing you don't truly get is the four seasons.
Yeah.
But you're
But
not
you could
far from it.
totally go to Riverside and go to the Mission Inn, which is a super fancy ritzy hotel that has actual history within it. I mean, you're right down the street. You can
Yeah,
go in
no,
an Empire that way, and I mean, it may not be at Four Seasons, but you're gonna get a really fancy, nice hotel that has like rich history.
I
What
wasn't talking about hotels.
you said the Four Seasons? What were you talking about then?
Like actual seasons.
Oh, I thought you meant the Four Seasons hotel.
Yeah, I don't. I my brain would not even.
That's funny. Well, that shows how both of us think then.
Yeah, and if you want to listen to the Four Seasons, you could just throw on Apple iPhone music.
Shut up.
But no, like the seasons, because like
Hmm.
our summer's pretty long. We barely get our winter's like a glor. It's like a longer fall slash spring.
Yeah,
You know,
we
we
skip
we
winter.
we skip winter. Fall's
Well,
just kind of
everybody
like,
hates winter. I don't know anybody that lives in winter that loves winter.
right. Why do people move here? They don't want to shovel snow and de-thaw their windshields and scrape that stuff. The Four Seasons is hilarious.
Dead. Okay, but I thought Four Seasons you meant like the hotel.
I gather that.
Mm. I'm assuming no one's on.
We got two people, which is cool.
Oh,
I was just texting you. On your end, is your picture look grainy?
yeah, ours does too.
Mine does too. Okay.
Yeah,
Um, will you try plugging yours in?
mine is plugged in, actually.
Oh, is it? No, it looks better now. I don't know what you did. Did you disconnect from the Wi-Fi?
No, I swiped down and checked my messages because I have it on Do Not Disturb.
Oh. Did you swipe whatever direction you're supposed to swipe on people on me?
I know, I don't even know. Is it left or right?
I don't know. I've been married longer than that stuff's been around. I don't know about you though.
So back to the topic at hand.
All right, back to the professionalism, Allison. This is
It's
getting out of
serious.
control. Okay, so reasons I see, people that say California is bad is it's too expensive, the taxes are high, crime is out of control, people are leaving in a mass exodus because of the politics. I've heard that I'm 40 years old. I've heard that since I was a little ass kid. Um, Politics ruin the state. Homelessness is everywhere. We've traveled quite a bit. We've been fortunate enough to. I mean, the last couple of years, we've actually hit. I mean, we've probably been in like what 6, 7 different states in the last 2 years.
Yeah, but I will say that part of that is planned, you know, instead of giving our kids things for Christmas, we've started doing experiences and that includes traveling, even if it is minor traveling while we're just driving. It's
Hmm.
important to us to let them see different places. So yeah, we have been fortunate, but it's in place of Christmas gifts.
Yeah, yeah. No, and where I was going with that though is I'm not saying like our kids are like rich and spoiled because
Mm-mm.
spoiled but not rich. Rich with love. Um,
Yeah,
Rich with love. I mean, most of the areas we've been. I mean, other than Utah when it was winter out because it was snowing.
yeah.
I don't really see much of a difference in like the homeless population in California versus the other states.
No.
I've been to Arizona a few times,
Hmm.
Florida.
Yeah, I went to Florida. One thing that really stood out to me was when we went to San Francisco and everybody kept messaging us about how were we handling all the raining and flooding that was all over the news.
Yeah,
On all over social media was how flooded and rained out it was. And I mean, we hardly got any rain and we were right there on the harbor. Um, that's really stood out to me ever since, just that like the uh the way that they kind of make it out to be like a bigger deal than it is. And the
hmm,
homelessness too. I mean, homelessness in San Francisco is known to be out of control. And we were out there walking with our kids, and I mean, you pass people here and there, but you drop a
yeah.
dollar in their cup, they weren't hassling you or anything. It just felt like anywhere else that we'd been.
No, and I mean, our youngest at the time, she was what, 4,
Hmm.
and I don't think we're like irresponsible parents, but
No,
we were out there and like it was raining and it was pretty heavy, but it was never like this is terrible. Like it did get kind of wild a few times, but we were indoors for that. But we were getting a lot of messages at that time, like, "Oh, you guys, I can't believe you guys went there during this time, and
yeah.
make sure to stay safe. If you need like shelter, go here." And
Yeah, and we were like,
we,
and
we never
we're
raised.
literally we're walking to dinner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
and
it
like I
just
mean, there
shows
was
that
heavy rains for like moments, but it's that I've always kind of noticed that with California. on the news, whatever's going on here seems to get blown completely out of proportion.
And all over the country, not just local. It seems, I mean, people who didn't even live in the same state as us were concerned for our safety, and I was like, there's nothing to be concerned about. And I was sending people videos of the rain outside. And I was like, dude, this is not the rain you think it is. So I don't know if it's because California gets a bad rap, or I don't know what it is, but nothing is the way that they portray it to be within California. I mean, I don't know. I love being here and traveling here. I'm very big on keeping your money where you live as well.
Yeah, yeah. No, we try and do that, but it's I think people just like to like hate on California a little bit. It's you know, like even the family that I've had that's left, like grew up here, you know, cousins, whatever, leave, and it's just like this like constant like shit talking on California. Like years
Yeah.
later, it's like, oh, this is way better than California, or oh, you can't do this in California, and it's
Hmm.
like walking down the street to get a coffee. Like
Yeah.
it's not that exciting. I
Yeah.
mean, granted, if you live in, you know, like the suburbs, you're not going to walk down the street and get a coffee because it's further away. But there's like this like image that like we everywhere's like crime addled, you know, or crime riddled or whatever.
Yeah. Hmm.
And I just
Yeah.
I don't see it. So you know, like when I have the chance to kind of stick up for the state, I do. Like yeah, there's a lot of things that suck. You know, like it's expensive to live here.
It is, but one thing I want to say about that is that I know several people now that have moved to Texas, right? That's a
Mhm.
popular state people move to. Which, no hate on Texas, if that's where you want to be, that's great for you. But one thing I've noticed is a lot of people they're enamored by the TikToks. Mind you, I'm on TikTok all the time. The TikToks of these big, beautiful homes
Mhm.
that have such a low price point compared to California. And the one thing I am constantly reminding people of is their property taxes are nuts compared to
Yeah.
ours. So
I
yeah,
like.
you may get a house for a similar house for $100,000 cheaper, right? But you're paying twice as much in property taxes. That doesn't even go towards your equity like it would in California. It's something I'm regularly trying to get people to see without seeming like I'm just trying to sell them on staying because they're my friends and I don't want them to leave, which of course is true. But when you really look at all the numbers and break them all down, that house might look so inexpensive, but you have to look at the full picture, which like taxes, HOA, Millaroos, all those things do take part in what a house costs. It's not just the number you see on the, you know, profile of the home.
Yeah, and I have you know kind of effective tax rates pulled up for other areas. There's a
Hmm.
misconception that California is really high, especially within California, because a lot of areas are starting to get those, you know, eclipse those 1.8, 1.92% rates.
Yeah.
Texas is it's actually one of the highest. Your base tax on average is about 1.58. California, uh, let's see where they have it on here. California's 0.71. Where we're at, Riverside County, Inland Empire, San Bernardino County, it's closer to about 0.08. When you add into the special assessments, just even on a resale home prior to 2000, it's going to be closer to about 1.12%. I know this is kind of the egghead nerdy stuff, but
But
this is my choice.
these are the numbers that matter. Like this is the kind of thing that, I hear so many people talk to me about moving out of state because they saw a TikTok video of some house in Texas or middle of wherever. And not to put any of those places down,
No.
but I talk to people all the time that is what made them start thinking about living out of state. And I'm always telling them, like, please look at all of the numbers. If you still love it, then great, good for you. Do what's right for your family.
Mhm.
But there is something to consider there that I think a lot of those videos and stuff are not fully transparent about, and something to consider with what you're gaining or benefiting or losing on those taxes and price points.
Yeah, and there's a lot that goes into it because I get a lot of people that a lot of folks they you know they call me because they want to leave the state.
Mhm.
That's probably one of my most popular calls, honestly.
Yeah.
And you know, when you start going into, okay, like what are you looking for? Where do you want to be? And that's why I made a few of those like kind of regret leaving California type videos. And they do
Mhm.
pretty well. And one of the things that speaks volumes to me is those are probably my highest engaging ones with people saying, "Oh, I left, I regret it," or "I left and came
Yeah.
right back." And you know, I get that call a lot. You know, people leave to go to let's say Arizona. I've had that happen a few times, and they call it like, "It is hot here. It's
Yeah.
there's nothing really to do. My energy bills are killing me."
Yeah.
You know, Texas is one of the other ones. Not trying to beat up on Texas here because I actually like that state, but
Yeah. It's just a popular one that people go to.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
why
It's
it's a top of mind. But there's several
the
states. I
two
mean,
big ones from
Idaho's
here.
Idaho's another big one that people go to.
Yeah, but the two big ones that we talk to or help people relocate to is Arizona, right outside of Phoenix, and then Texas, somewhere in Austin or San Antonio.
Hmm.
Actually, Dallas has been a big one too. But
Yeah.
those two areas are the most popular. Lately, it seems like Idaho the last couple of years. I know I've had a few people go there, and the neighborhood they moved to, it's all Orange County, Riverside County people.
Yeah. One thing I want to mention that I have noticed that's been really funny is a lot of Californians are relocating to these states, right? And then I keep hearing that they're getting frustrated that a lot of their politics, even smaller, like the HOA
Mhm.
politics, really like reflect back to California like ways, I guess is the way to say it. um and that they're getting frustrated by well, the HOAs and everything are all running it like they're in California, but they're all leaving California and going to the same exact places together. I've noticed that's been like a thing.
Yeah, it's a because people. It's I don't want to say it's like TikTok, but it's just you go to like the familiar areas, or you
Yeah.
know, same reason a lot of people relocate to our area from like LA, Orange County.
Hmm.
Uh, brother, sister, cousin, whatever moves there.
Yeah.
Tell you about how great it is. Somebody else moves out there, then somebody else, and it creates this migration pattern.
Yeah.
So it's you know what it's, like I was saying, Austin, Texas. That's a huge one. That's actually it's slowing down a little bit. I know their market's been struggling. They overbuilt a lot during COVID. But Texas, Arizona, Phoenix, Idaho, North Carolina is actually one I've talked to a lot of people about. But what I've noticed with that kind of migration pattern is great grandfather moved here in the '60s for work,
Hmm.
retired, moved back, so the kids are following the grandparents.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, kind of
All the families there.
yeah, kind of funny to see the pattern or the trend, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And I'm all about family. I think it's cool that they're all sticking together.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's you know your dad's in Arizona. We've talked about going out there, and then we go out there, and
Mhm.
it's like yeah, there's not really much out here for you know
Mhm. Yeah.
for what we want.
Yeah. Trying to drag them back.
Yeah, probably not gonna happen. So one of the cool things about our area too is, you know, when you look at like a lot of these other areas like San Diego, LA, Orange County.
Hmm.
I'm going to share my screen here. Share something else. Okay. Okay. So when I was looking at migration kind of patterns, I don't have the screen anymore. Um, Riverside for California, Riverside was one of the lowest as far as people leaving. Like, of course, you know the bigger counties, Bay Area, uh,
Hmm.
LA, Orange County, what have you. Those were on the higher end.
Yeah.
But when you look at Riverside, Riverside has a really low exit rate, so to
Hmm.
speak. One of the reasons for that is I'll show you is our affordability stays strong,
Mm.
as well as you know values. Because one of the nice things about where we're at in the Inland Empire is you got these three big funnels going that way: San Diego, L.A., Orange County.
Hmm.
So what happens is people get priced out of there, they start looking more inland. You know, they either follow the 91, the 10, or the 215 up into these areas. So let me pull up my stats. I had them, but I lost them. All right, so median sales price. Riverside County median sales price is gonna be like average, 600,000. Los Angeles, like yeah, it's when you think Los Angeles, California is expensive. 900,000 is gonna be your median sales price for the
Hmm.
entire county.
Yeah.
Entire MLS, so the state, Los Angeles isn't too far ahead of the state. The entire state is about 835,000. Come out to
Okay.
Riverside, more bang for your buck, 600,000.
Yeah. So you're getting that house in that desirable area at a lower price point.
Yeah, so when you hear about the entire state just being completely unaffordable, you end up
Yeah.
inland and it's not that bad. Then you go to Orange County and this is funny. Just under 1.2 million is going to be your average price.
Hey,
Crazy.
if you like the OC.
They should make a reality show about some of the housewives out there or something.
Yeah, Housewives or like a sitcom or a reality TV. There's like 15 of them. There's a
Yeah,
reason.
exactly. Let's see, I had some other stuff too. So, okay. Anyways, with that said, one of the safest investments you can make out here is obviously real estate
Of
because then
course.
you got people getting priced out because there's a lot of first-time buyers in LA, Orange County, OC. When they
Mm-hmm.
get priced out, where are they going to end up?
Yeah. Oh yeah, out here because it's what, an hour and a half drive at
Hmm.
most. And you're
Yeah,
getting a nice area to live in.
yeah, and like one of the things I was talking about was those migration patterns. Or
Mm-hmm.
sounds like we're a bunch of animals, but
Mm-hmm. It's true though.
is somebody moves out here, then they follow the other person. It's one of my biggest, well, when I'm sitting open houses or talking to people, it's like one of my biggest conversations. Like, oh, my brother has a house down the street from here, or my
Yeah.
sister has a house down the street from here,
Yeah.
and then soon enough, everyone's out there.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Trying to change my screen here.
It's you now.
It's just me.
Mm-hmm.
Awkward.
Awkward.
How's that? There it is. Okay, so now we will go into what?
Itchy.
All right, and I had a whole nother section on crime rates. I really don't like talking about that because it's just, I don't know, I feel like most of it's skewed. I'll share my screen here though.
Yeah, I do feel like crime rates and that kind of information is a little like, I don't know. My favorite story to tell everybody is when we were living in one of these supposed highest crime rate locations in the city.
Our first
Um
house was in the hood.
yeah, our first house. We owned it there. And one time we went to visit my dad in Arizona, and we had left and came back for the weekend. We went to my dad's for the weekend, and when we got back we realized the front door was not only unlocked but open. The door was open, and I remember being so afraid to go inside, and so you had to go in and find if anyone was inside. You went in, not one thing was touched, nothing was broken, nobody had entered our home.
Mm,
There were some flies, and that was it.
yeah.
Nothing was touched. And that has always stood out to me, that like our front door was open, not unlocked, open, and not one person entered. So, there's something to be said about that we lived in one of the most like crime riddled areas in Moreno Valley. And yet our front door was open for a whole weekend and not one thing was touched.
Yeah,
So,
and I mean that neighborhood wasn't the best, but
no,
I mean literally, we never had a problem there,
no,
like ever. Like weird shit would happen around us, but
yeah.
I never felt like threatened or unsafe or
And that's not to
even.
say that things happen, we know people that things have happened to, and but we also know somebody that their daughter got out when she was a toddler and was outside walking alone and walked to somebody's house, and that person went and brought her back home, and it was 3 streets over.
Yeah, that's
And
true. I forgot about that.
yeah, and nothing bad happened while that little girl was walking down all these streets completely alone because they thought she was napping.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to be said about that. You have to remember that all the good stories don't end up on the news. The only thing that ends up in your feeds and on your news is the negative stuff. But
Yeah, and it's always
that's
I
good.
mean, here, I'll share this screen again. Like I typed in California, does California suck? And it was just literally just articles for days.
But they say that the algorithm will read what you're trying to get. So if you put why doesn't California suck, it'll be the complete opposite.
Yeah, this is on Microsoft Bing, basically Google. I just use this because it's easier to share. This one, there we go. 16 reasons why California isn't worth it. Outsiders love bashing Californians, but residents are souring on the state too. And this is 2024. Bashing California, one of the most liberal states in the nation, is a grand tradition in the GOP. That's true. That irritates the living hell out of me. The Republican presidential candidates may be targeting the state as its politicians more the cycle because they're a better target than President Biden. Biden isn't as motivating a villain as other Democrats might be, so the Republican candidates are essentially running negative campaigns against California. We've seen this forever, and I think this is like one of the most unfair things. Or I don't want to say unfair, like it's just it's shallow. Like it's so pointless, like I'm not going to talk about our political affiliations, but we know a very healthy mix of both sides.
Hmm.
Like if I looked at my friends and people in where I work or where I live, I'm like appalled that California is as slanted, blue as it is. Because I feel like I know it's like pretty 50-50. Even people I went to high school with, 20 something years ago. It's pretty 50-50 as far as affiliation. It's kind of
Yes.
crazy, but I know we're kind of the punching bag for the country on
Yeah.
on the right,
Yeah, we are. That's
which
too
is
bad.
which is silly, but I'm whatever. But yeah, it's just all negative stuff and just how how much California does California suck for you? Quality of life ranked worst of 50 states.
But
I,
if you retype in that search, is it different?
we going to put
But
why
why doesn't California suck?
does California not suck? Is it as bad as they say? California's often criticized. That's just kind of the blurb. Worst state to move to. Slow collapse. It's the same articles.
Yeah, but why doesn't it suck?
All right, let's do that. It's not a nice place to live. It's some of the same articles. Love hate tug of war with California on NPR. Ooh, what did NPR say about California? This will be fun. By many measures, California is a shining success story on its own boast. Thanks for it's an interview. I'm not going to read through that whole thing because I'm a bad reader. Americans don't like California. Why is California really as bad as people? Why does California suck? An in-depth look at the why, why does living in California suck? LA Transit is the worst. It never rains in Southern California. We just had rain this
Oh
week.
yeah, hey, stop complaining about it not raining, okay? We
Yeah.
dealt with 1 week of rain. It was terrible.
Oh yeah, I know. It slowed up some closings. You got made fun of on TikTok.
Oh, I got destroyed on TikTok because I was cold. You're not allowed to wear a jacket or a beanie. Oh, I was supposed to be wearing earmuffs during this. just to prove
Oh,
the
really?
point.
It's all right. Nobody from TikTok is watching this. If you are watching from TikTok and you're watching this, give me a
Yeah, like a
not
hundred
one.
thumbs up.
Yeah.
Because if you somehow migrated from there to here, I'm grateful.
So yeah, lots of negativity about California. Even like watching the news when I was younger, I just remember like there was an earthquake one time, and we have them out here. It was no biggie.
Yeah.
But like watching the news, like they were showing like videos of like plastic chairs tipped over, like patio
Oh
chairs,
yeah, I know.
and they're like talking about it as like one of the worst earthquakes in I don't know
I know.
38 minutes. It's just dumb.
Yeah.
All right,
Things
so
are
we'll
hitting
get rid of the
on.
what does California suck. I don't really want to go into crime stats, but just to show that like California's not. What are we on right here? Aggravated assault. Let's flip it over. 12 out of 50. Not bad. Robbery. 2 out of 50. Uh,
Also, I think there's something to be
R-word.
said
Not good.
about the size of our state.
Well, we're huge. I mean, we have. I believe
So of course our
the largest
numbers are
population. Sorry.
and our numbers are going to be skewed based on that alone.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we probably have more actual big cities than any other state, right?
Yeah. I'll say just from, I mean, I know the internet shows you so much, but I've talked to countless people about those who have moved out of state and come back, those who have visited long term, thinking about moving. One of my friends was just talking about how they went and toured houses out there in another state, starts with a C, a popular one, Colorado. And she said, like, it's just based on what you get when you really look at the mortgage at the end of it all, including taxes, it's just not worth it for the
Yeah.
things that you get in California.
I'll give my most affordable. Colorado is a lot like California as far as pricing. If you look at Denver,
They
it's
are.
probably just as expensive as LA. But the most affordable that I see when I talk to people, Arkansas, Mississippi, I think Missouri's kind of up there now. Tennessee, and then if you go north,
Tennessee, I think, is actually going the other way now, though. Tennessee's been a hot spot.
has it?
Hmm.
Yeah. It's the Airbnb market kind of
Yeah,
jacks Tennessee
it
up a
really
little bit.
is. Hmm.
But then I was gonna say the Dakotas, but the Dakotas have been going up. When we were looking up our vacation last year, I was looking at those areas, and people were just bitching about all the Californians that are traveling. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be one
Hmm.
of those people.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
it's not gonna
mean,
be as affordable. Like Vegas was a hot one for a long time too, but I've seen that their job market's starting to struggle, so it's getting harder and harder to find a home because they went up like crazy during COVID.
yeah. So, of course, it looks all nice and shiny on the socials with the price point, but they're not including the taxes and all that in it.
Yeah, and one of the big things I talked when I talk to people about leaving here, I hear about that kind of regret or I wish I never would have. It's going to be
Mm.
leaving family is always the biggest one. It's the
Yeah.
grandparents they retired and then they're just like I'm getting the hell out of here and
Yeah.
find my true place and then they're like I'm watching my grandkids grow up through Instagram or Facebook or
Yeah.
whatever. That's a big one. The politics too is if you're right wing in California, your right wing in Texas is going to be way different. Um,
Yeah. Right wing
just
in California is not the same.
I hear it. I, I I don't experience it, but I hear it a lot. And then the cost of living is a lot cheaper, but it's just it can be boring from what I hear.
Yeah. And like, at what benefit, right? Like, here you have a ton of places that, like the food options are a lot more like healthy, organic, good for you type of things. If you just want a bunch of McDonald's and Taco Bell, then yeah, go wherever. But California is a little, they're notorious for having more of those like higher price but better for you type of fast food, family
Yeah,
owned
and
places.
like I think when I do the research or even when I travel to others or when we travel to other states, current life, we one thing we realized is like man, food where we're at is just
Food alone is enough to keep me here. And I'm
yeah.
not even a foodie, but the food alone, because there's nothing like food in Southern California.
Yeah, and but like one of my favorite like travel memories is like years ago. I was on the East Coast and like I was just like I want some Mexican food. Everyone asks is like where do you get Mexican food? Like I didn't think I was like 20. Everyone asks like oh there's a Taco Bell in town over.
Yeah.
And like the first time
And
I
I
heard it, I
love
was
Taco
like, oh,
Bell.
that's actually really funny. No, I like Taco Bell, but
Yeah, I'm not trying to dog Taco Bell. I love
it's not
Taco Bell,
Mexican
but that
food.
is not Mexican food.
It's not. But it was just like the first time I heard it, I started laughing. I'm like, oh, that's actually kind of funny. And then they're like, yeah, no, it's in Ogdenburg or wherever the hell I was. But it was funny. So like now that's kind of like my litmus test for like when we're traveling is like like
Yeah.
what's kind of the Mexican food situation. But
You
also
know,
we're in Southern California where we have a much heavier influence of that than other parts of the country.
and just the other day my Facebook like memories came up and it was a conversation where I was asking for a taco man. And a lot of people on my page were saying, "What's a taco man?" And I was like,
Yeah,
where they come and they make like good fresh like tacos for your party, and so many people on my page couldn't believe that that's a thing. And I'm like, man, taco mans are what I live for. Like,
yeah.
I want a taco man.
Yeah, we're spoiled. And I'm gonna dog on Texas now because their
Ugh,
Mexican food sucks.
yeah.
Yeah,
Not trying to put
Tex-Mex
anyone down.
it's
Not
not it.
Tex-Mex
I don't
bad
want to like. Yeah, I'm not trying to be mean, but like when I see that debate, like Texas has the best Mexican food.
as a no
There's a
for me
reason you come to
dog.
California. It's Mexican food. It's not Cal-Mex.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
I want some Mexican food now. That's my
But
favorite.
even outside of Mexican food, I feel like, especially if you go to like the LA area, there's a lot of like really fresh, genuinely organic, healthy for you food that you can get quickly that a lot of other states we've traveled to, we went to Utah and we were up in the little Switzerland area, which they were modeling that style, but it
Hmm.
was very salty, very,
Oh yeah,
it just like if you were to have something like that in California, it would still have like the organicness to it, a
yeah.
little fresher.
Maybe some areas or some restaurants, but also we have In-N-Out too.
Yeah, well, that's all
Yeah,
you need.
literally nothing compares to In-N-Out. Even
And
Whataburger.
what do we have in the IE that they don't have anywhere local that we ate last night?
What did we have last night?
What
Oh,
did
Portillo's.
Portillo's, Chicago?
I don't think anybody even knows what that is. I mean,
If
outside
you
of like,
aren't a Chicago native, you have no idea. But we
no,
have a Portillo's if you're from
yeah,
Chicago.
yeah. My
Chop us
grandpa
a
was from
like.
Chicago.
Chop us a like if you're
Yeah,
from
If
Chicago.
you know what Portillo's is, just follow the page and tell me how awesome I am.
Yeah, we're very lucky for that though.
Yeah, and then we got Farmer Boys too.
True, which is pretty California native, isn't it?
I think it started in. I want to say it started in Paris.
I think you were telling me that one day, and I looked it up, and you were right.
I think it's either Paris or Riverside, but it
Yeah,
was
I
like
E.
local.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What else? What else do you like about the state?
I
Let's talk about some family stuff with the state. I think I know we talk about Utah a lot, but we got a lot of friends out there. Utah had those advertisements where they were saying they have free range kids.
oh,
Do you remember hearing about that? Like
vaguely.
kids could go outside and play. They could walk to school.
Yeah.
Do you know anybody in Utah that took them up on that?
No. And I know several people in Utah,
Yeah.
but I will say that where we live, park vicinity is a huge, huge part of where you live. I mean, if you talk about Paris, which is in the Inland Empire nearby to us, they're building up so much to be a huge community.
Paris is
Sorry, I had a dry throat.
it's all right.
Um, yeah, they're building huge parks and all that out in
Yeah,
Paris.
one cool thing about Paris, and I've said this for a long time, is like they're very aggressive with. I feel like they're very aggressive with trying to make that city a lot more aesthetic and a lot safer and a lot more
Yeah.
desirable. For business owners, I know that in the area, they're one of the easiest cities to actually like do business with, as far as like
Really?
starting something, developing something. I talked to a lot of developers where I kind of send them that way because it's if you go to Marina Valley, it's a little bit harder. The ADU
Mhm.
thing is a big thing right now. Developing for multi-family has been a big thing. Marina Valley is one of the tougher cities to work with, and I had the ADU guy at her company on here a few weeks ago, but
Mhm.
he was saying Paris and Riverside. That VA guy I was dealing with a while back, Paris was like his dream city after we went through plans and
Mhm.
loops or hoops and how to get to things. But Paris was like, I'm building this thing here. He should be building that big VA complex in the next probably 5 or 10 years. But I mean, just even driving through Paris yesterday, we went to that it was like the first Starbucks out here, and
Mhm.
that whole town center was like ripped down, and they're starting from scratch.
Yeah.
And it's like this is
It's
actually kind of cool.
yeah, it's a nice out there. I mean, I don't feel unsafe. There's nobody like pestering me. There's no point where I feel like concerned about having I took the girls out there to do their little Christmas shopping day. It was
Mm,
totally fine out there. I think that another big thing that stands out in our community and nearby is that we have like I mean our school specifically was voted one of the healthiest schools in the country.
mhm.
We offer free breakfast and lunch for all kids regardless of financial status. It's everybody. You don't have to qualify, you don't have to submit documents, your kids do not have to show a card, they don't have to do anything, they just automatically qualify. That's a big
Yeah,
deal.
this is in Moreno Valley. I know one of the big draws to Riverside, Orange County. I'm trying to get it off of you. One of the big draws to Riverside, Orange County, is some of the schools there. Where we're at, there's actually two schools that are ranked eights and nines for elementary
Mm.
school.
Yeah.
But not a lot of people know about that. When people come from other out of area and they're like, oh, I heard to be in this part of Moreno Valley or this part of Paris. They're blown away when I tell them, look at this part because the schools are actually ranked really high, and it's like this little
Yeah.
pocket that just isn't known.
Yeah. But they put a lot of emphasis out here on like their funding for schools. It doesn't get stripped away based on one vote within Congress or whatever that determines what kind of funding they get. It has to go through multi levels of approval to strip or give any of those school funding things. Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry, I've been sick for a week.
it's quite all right. I guess we could start wrapping it up. We've been gone close to an hour now.
Yeah.
So let's go more local stuff. We're more Moreno Valleyans. What areas in Moreno Valley do you like? Like, what's kind of your favorite place to go?
Okay.
Food. Where do you like to hang out? What do you like to do for food? We'll say Moreno Valley, then we'll go outside of Mobile.
Okay, so within Merino Valley, of course, my daughters go to Pure Movement Dance off Merino Beach and Cactus. We love it there. And right next door is the Cupcake and Espresso Bar, which is also a locally owned coffee and breakfast and sweets shop that we love. We love the owners, so we're always over there. Um, we don't have a ton of restaurants on this side of town, but on the other side of town, they have all kinds of stuff. They are building up a new whole like center over here off of Nason, which is going to be huge. That I'm really looking forward to.
It's
I'm a
gonna be right by
huge
Target, right?
yeah I'm a huge Moreno
Or-
Valley person. I'm always defending them to everybody. I love Moreno Valley.
Yeah, so Moreno Valley gets a bad rap. Like I've heard it forever, but like one of the funny things was I was talking to Elle about moving, and she's like, Dad, I love Moreno Valley. I never want to leave.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what? Like not like I have
But
a
what does
bad
she have to hate?
impression on it, but like
Yeah.
I grew up out here, and like you look at like we're basically Riverside's little brother, right? So it's like
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
there's bigger cities, whatever. Whenever I go, I'm just like I don't really like it outside of that. And like when she said that, it just really put things in perspective for me. I'm like, this is where I live. Like, why not? Never like I thought I hated it. Nothing like that.
Yeah. But
But
there's a reason why it stands out to her and we have an issue.
yeah, and it
Or
was just
not us,
it's
but
kind of
others.
like I love Marina Valley. I'm like, good for you, girlfriend.
Yeah. Because what reason does she have not to love it here? If she's not
Yeah,
watching the news or, reading those, there's a reason I started our page, the Living in
yeah.
Moreno Valley. There's a reason I started it, and it's because a lot of the other Moreno Valley pages, all they do is repost all the negative stuff. Every car accident, every ring doorbell cam of something that felt a little weird, whether it was or not. It all
Yeah.
gets reposted, and it gives us
Why
a
is there a
false
helicopter?
narrative.
What's that police chase? Why is there sirens?
Yeah,
Did anybody else hear
gives
the
us a
dog
false
barking?
narrative.
Yeah, and I guess like putting like my frame of reference in perspective. We moved out here from was it L.A. when I was a kid,
Yeah,
and my whole family was like Orange County, L.A., Long Beach forever. So I just always heard about like who the hell would go out there that's so far out of the way.
yeah.
That's they heard all these horrible things about it. So I just had that in my head growing up, and it would just piss me off.
Well, I mean,
So
a good argument is nobody likes to drive to LA, right? And what's the reason? The traffic.
the traffic's
I,
terrible. Yeah,
I mean, there's traffic everywhere, but if you don't want LA traffic, you come out here. Of course, there's still regular traffic, but nothing like out there. Like, you can get across the city without it being a problem. Whereas
hmm
in LA, you want to get across the city in LA, it's going to take you an hour.
oh, it's a freaking nightmare. It's yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like like we're huge Kings fans or like Dodger
Yeah.
fans, and I just really don't enjoy. Like I love going to games, but I
Okay.
that drive. I mean, that drive probably stops me more often than not.
But we could go to a local hockey game at in Ontario.
Yeah,
Take us
I
30
forgot about that.
minutes. Yep. Take us 30 minutes to get there. We get to go see a hockey team. Then, some of the boys might get called up to the Kings.
Yeah,
It's worth it, in my opinion. I think people, it's one of those you don't know what you got till it's gone, or, one of those like memory things that like you don't realize how good it is till it's over. I think
yeah,
that happens a lot in the IE, that you don't realize how good you got it till you're not here.
yeah. A lot of that weird resentment stuff,
Yeah.
or it's just kind of like, oh, I wish I could live here or whatever, and
And I'm guilty of it too. When I was a
yeah,
teenager, I was the same way. I thought I wanted to live in LA till I went to school there. And I was like, oh no, no desire
yeah,
to live out here.
yeah, yeah. It's no. I agree with that definitely. You go other places and it's just like, it's maybe it's not so bad out there.
Yeah,
I have a lot of family in Orange County, but every time I go out there, I'm just like, I don't like it.
yeah,
And you look at how expensive it is, and not that it's just not my thing. It's not for me.
yeah. No,
It's older, smaller roads. Like
yeah.
I like space.
And I mean, you don't have a ton of people commuting to the IE. Like if you go to the OC or Palm Springs or LA, you have a lot of people visiting, right? Which is great, great revenue for them, all that. But we
Yeah,
can also visit and go back home. We can stay at the hotel nearby. A lot of times, like the Palm Springs hotels that we go to, we get like a local discount. They'll give us like 25% off our room
Yeah.
because we're considered a local. So we get to experience all these things that people travel Disneyland, the whole Anaheim area. We
Hmm.
get to experience all these things and we still get to go back home and be in a place where there aren't a bunch of tourists. There's not a bunch of Airbnbs here. You know, people aren't staying out here to go visit those places. So we still have our safe space, but still have access to all those different communities.
There's actually a lot of Airbnbs out here. Um,
Oh, yeah?
yeah, definitely. Here, I'm gonna put a picture of Disneyland up just to see if it helps with my engagement. There we go. Bam. Okay, cool. I'll just scroll through this. But there we go. But yeah, it's
Oh,
I mean, we've got a ton of hotels. I don't know what that was. What was that?
I
Las
don't know,
Vegas.
alcohol.
Whatever.
Oh, yeah, we're also close to Vegas.
Yeah,
I
I
just
mean,
feel we're close to Big Bear.
yeah, like if you want snow, it's not far away. If you want to go snowboarding, we're an hour away. We got Wrightwood and Big Bear.
We've literally gone to Big Bear in the same exact month and had snow, and then gone to the beach and played in the ocean in
In
the same
January.
exact month.
Yeah.
You can't beat that.
Yeah.
You can't. I don't know how anybody can compete with that. That alone is a reason I would never leave.
Yeah. Yeah, and like we have a lot more scenery. Like
Yeah.
I was, like yesterday, we worked all day and then I'm gonna take
Hmm.
a picture of Mickey Mouse now because I'm tired of looking at him. But but I mean, we worked all day and then I had to go set our trailer up and I was just
Yeah.
like kind of like cruising up the mountain. It was like 80 something down the hill. Get up the mountain, it was like 48 degrees, and I'm just like, this is
Mhm.
actually like really freaking like cool. Like, and I
Yeah.
said we don't have fall, but the leaves are turning up there. They're all brown. It's like crispy. The air is nice. I'm just like, this is like nice. Like where we live is
Yeah.
really freaking like we're lucky.
Yeah. We're not outside shoveling our driveway to get to work in the morning. But if we want to go have a snowy weekend, it's $200 up the mountain. You
Yeah.
know, go stay the night up there and you could have a snowy weekend if you want. I feel like it's definitely one of those that you don't know what you got till it's gone, and you don't know it's even a possibility until you come and see it.
Yeah,
So,
and actually, like one of the things I see too on like a lot of our videos is people say I get like I didn't know this was here.
yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
I've had that happening a ton on my TikTok.
Yeah. And one of the cool things about, like what we do, real estate, and like I love it. But
Mhm.
like I'm middle aged, you're young, but little tire pump
Nice, safe.
is like a lot of people I talk to and help with this, they're kind of in same position as us. Is they're middle aged, they're just coming into parenthood and whatnot, and like a lot of them ask me like daycare,
Yeah,
schools, like how much does it cost? How do you guys juggle it? It's one of the things I like love. Like, obviously, being a parent is a passion of mine, but it's one of the things I really enjoy like talking about with people. Is just kind of like, okay, how do you guys handle it? This is what we do. What do you guys do?
yeah. And I mean, California is one of the most supportive states overall. I mean, they really are. They offer the most incentives between daycares and I mean, before and after school care.
Hmm.
That's completely free. You don't have to qualify with your income. You don't have to submit any income verification. You can have before and after school care completely free. It's just a state that, in my opinion, supports families very much, especially in Southern California, especially in the Inland Empire.
Hmm.
And I do feel very passionate about it because I think that we get this bad rap, and they don't realize how much people are benefiting from what we have. Both our school district, Val Verde, and Moreno Valley School District offers wellness centers where they offer laundry services for free. They offer laundry pods. So every day you can get up to two laundry pods. They have clothes that are donated for free. Clothes, shoes of any age. You get groceries that you can pick up. And you don't have to qualify. You walk in and say, I have nowhere to wash my clothes tonight. And you are offered a washer, dryer, and laundry pod.
I've never even heard of that before.
It's really, really, I think a lot of people do not realize, because but that's a good thing, right? You aren't hearing about a community reaching out saying, my kids are in dirty clothes, please someone help me.
Yeah,
And why is that? Because our community is already helping them. Our school
yeah,
districts have centers provided, set aside for those reasons already. So they don't have to reach out on some Facebook page saying, help me, I don't know how to wash my kids' clothes. Here it is, brand new clothes, brand new shoes, clean laundry offered to you tonight, right now.
yeah. That's actually super cool. I didn't know about that.
Yeah. And that's both of the school districts that are in Reno Valley, both of them offer it.
Yeah, and I mean, kind of tying that back to the California theme. I don't remember if we were talking about it earlier in this, if it was, but access to just, I mean, just medical stuff. Like America's
Yeah,
medical system is a joke, but
it
access
is.
to help for people that need it is. It's been one of the reasons I've seen people actually not leave the state.
Yeah.
You know, like they have, a kid that has special needs, or one of the parents or a family member is, disabled, and there's a certain level of care they need. I've seen
Mhm.
people literally, I hate California, like super on that end of the spectrum,
Yeah.
and they can't leave because the care or the amenities they're getting with
Mhm.
it you can't find it anywhere else.
You really can't. And
Like I don't know. I don't know if it doesn't exist, but there's no other states that I've seen, because I've tried to help people through this, and like I'm not a
yeah,
medical guy. I'm not that person, but I haven't seen another state that makes it as easy to get that level of care, that level of service. 'Cause some
yeah,
people need help. Like it's not a hand me something. It's a reality,
yeah,
and it California is the best that I've seen with those services.
yeah. Same. And of course it's easy to say like, well, that would never happen to me because I mean, we're self-employed.
Hmm.
It when you're self-employed, you run into obstacles when it comes to healthcare that's not, subsidized by your work.
Oh,
It,
yeah, no,
we see it
ours is a nightmare.
firsthand.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, we see it
yeah,
firsthand that there's a lot of things you run into that make it difficult, but we're lucky that California is a state that takes care of us. Um, and you could, some people might say, well, that's why you pay all those taxes. Well, you could argue that then why is Texas have such high property taxes if they aren't pouring it back into their community?
yeah.
Because their taxes in some ways are higher than ours. So what?
Well, yeah. I mean, we just showed that their property taxes were double.
Yeah. And what do they get? Are they able to go if someone in their community is struggling because their water was shut off? Are they able to make clean clothes for their kids using a washing and drying facility within the school district that they don't have to qualify for? They just walk in and say, I can't afford to run my water this month.
Yeah, and I mean, to take that a little bit further, and like whatever, if people get pissed off about this, get pissed off.
Yeah.
Are people taking advantage of that? Is that like a 99 cent like Tide Pod?
Can I tell you that I know someone specifically who works at the facility in the Moreno Valley School District, and I'm not going to name her because I don't want to put her on blast at all. But she said that really it's every now and then she gets somebody that's a little like self righteous, and she's like, we're supplying you a service for free. You don't even have to do anything. Almost always it's something that stressed them out. This meaning the person who was getting anxious and, trying to demand the service, saying like you owe it to me. But she said
Yeah,
most people are just so incredibly grateful that it makes every day worth it to her. She doesn't feel like she's there doing a job. She left an actually really fulfilling career that she'd had for, I mean, I want to say like 15 years to go work at this place because it felt more fulfilling to her,
yeah,
because she's actually helping people. And when she comes in and her kid, the person's kids shoes are getting too tight, she's able to offer them brand new Nikes. And it's not just these are the ones you get, it's here's a selection, which style do you like?
Yeah.
Because I do think that's something that they people think that if you're getting a handout, you should be happy with whatever you get. But that's not the case. Everybody has a sense of style or a
Hmm.
desire. You should
Yeah.
be able, I mean, why can't you show three options and pick which one connects to you the most? And that's definitely what they're doing these things. And it doesn't cost any more money because the
Yeah.
next kid that comes in is going to like that style instead.
Yeah.
So I really actually am very, very impressed with both of our school districts for that reason.
I didn't even know about those services.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah. Very cool. So anything else you want to add, or we're at about a little over an hour now?
No, I just, I know I'm a Moreno Valley stan. I'm I'm a hardcore, you know, I'm always out there talking about the good. Every time I hear somebody talking about moving out of state or how they don't like it here, I try and remind them to look into those little pockets. What is it that
Yeah.
they feel that they're missing? Look for that in the city. And I tell them, and this goes to any of my friends currently, if you guys see this video, if there's something you feel like you're not getting from our city, like tell me. I run a Merino Valley page. It's important to me to continue to build up our community. Like reach out to us. That's part of why we're here is to build our community up. So if you feel like there's something that we don't offer that you wish we did, like let's make it happen. Why are you going to move for that reason? Why not reach out and let's try and give you what it is that you're looking for right here where you're paying your taxes currently.
Yeah, I like that. I agree. And I know you disagree with me on this, but I want to get into Moreno Valley politics one day.
Ah.
Um, but that's down the road.
Mhm.
But with a lot of this, because we did talk about like some government handout type stuff, or the community helping, those in need. I know I made the comment that I haven't really seen anybody take advantage of it. I do want to, build on that for just a moment. I don't. I think most people are very hardworking, and I think most people don't want the handouts until they absolutely
Yes.
need it.
I
You know,
agree. I
that's
think that's why so many people suffer. They don't want a
yeah,
handout.
yeah. I think pride hurts people more than handouts.
Hmm.
Like watching all the crap in the news the last few months is, they're trying to find waste and they can't. But you got the people utilizing waste to find waste. I think most people I know, and I've been in the workforce for Jesus, how old am I now? 40, 25 years I've been in the workforce.
Yeah, we both
Most
started working at 16.
most people, okay, 24 years, but most people are hardworking and they're just trying to get through and make ends meet.
Hmm.
Like when you hear about people taking advantage or people, just living off the system, I would say that's
It's few and
such
far
a
between.
such a minority of people in adulthood.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people are going to hear like what we just talked about and think like, oh, freeloaders, this, that, like, fuck that. But I, I think most people just, when you need help, you need help, right? You don't know
And
you
we've
need
all
it.
been there.
Hmm?
Yeah, and you never know what's going to happen to you tomorrow. That's why I hate the judgment because it
Hmm.
could happen to you tomorrow. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
And so it's
It-
it's always very important to me is that the more we uplift our community, the more that we offer these services to our kids that are in the schools, that's how you build a better community overall. The kids that are shunned and looked down on because they're wearing dirty clothes to school because they don't have access to laundry, that I mean that's how you start those negative issues. You want to build a better community overall, you offer those services
yeah.
because that's how you build a strong confident child that's healthy and safe, is that they come to school in clean clothes that fit.
Yeah.
Those things matter.
Yeah. And I mean, if you start if you think about a kid as going through adulthood, if you start them with these weird issues where they're insecure, self-conscious, so they go to school and they don't get the best education because they're, getting teased, or they're not
Exactly.
paying attention because they're worried about something, that's a hurdle they have to overcome as an adult.
Right.
So you're starting them from behind, so to speak, or
Yeah.
not as advanced as the next group. And
Yeah.
you just kind of perpetuate that cycle. So yeah, give, give the kids advantages. Like fuck it. you know,
And
it's
I know that this
again,
could,
I'm
I know
very
this can be
hardcore with our
portrayed a
kids
certain
about
way.
just you have these opportunities, take them. You have these advantages, use
Mhm.
them because that's how you get ahead. Like you can't start a society from like just giving everybody nothing and expecting them to overcome and do the bootstrap method. Like you're gonna have the ones or twos,
Mhm.
but that's not even 10%. That's not one
No.
out of 10. That's maybe one out of 100.
Yeah.
Sorry,
And
you were saying.
oh, I was just saying that why wouldn't you want to build up your community? Who doesn't want to help a child? A child can't
Yeah.
help what they're born into or what they're given or their parents' circumstances. Like we've all been through hard times. If
Hmm.
you haven't, then you are very privileged and good for you. And I'm glad that you've never had to rely on those services.
Yeah, pay it
But
forward.
yeah, so I don't know. I'm a big proponent of everything in the IE. I think that they do a very good job of taking care of their community. And if you don't feel that way, maybe you should look into the ways that they do, because I think a lot of people don't even realize until they really go and look into it themselves how much our community does for each other. Like
I like that.
building up Life's Foundation. Remember, I was telling you about them and you had no idea they even existed. And it's the Marina Valley Foundation that gets homeless people off the streets.
Hmm.
And they offer food pantries and stuff. And those of you that don't know it exists, to think of it as a privilege and that you're lucky that you don't even have to look it up. But if
Yeah.
you do need it, the help is there. So if you guys ever want access to those resources, if anyone who just stumbles upon our page is curious about that, send us a comment. We'll reach out to you and give you all
Yeah.
the
I'll
resources you
throw them
need.
in the link below or the
Yeah,
description below
yeah.
because I
There's a
think
lot of help.
that's a really good cause and it would just be good to have the information out there.
Yeah, for sure.
So, okay, I think we went a long time. You got really deep and scary there. So, um,
Sorry,
whoa.
I'm a little passionate about building our community.
No,
It's
yeah,
important to
I'm
me.
with you on that. I mean, we live here. Might as
Yeah,
well give a shit about it and build it up to be the best it can be.
exactly.
So, okay, you got anything else you want to add or?
No, I guess I'll end there.
Okay, cool. Well, let's wrap it up then. We kind of went over a lot. We talked about some of the pros cons of California. I think it was more of a pro California episode, if
A
I'm
little
being
bit.
honest.
It's because
Yeah.
you had me on. You knew I was going to be all pro Cali.
There's a reason I picked this topic. But so I am posting these. These are Mondays at 6:30. Typically, I did 6 early today just because why not? But tune in, and then I have my big videos on Thursdays. If you like this, and feel free to subscribe so you don't miss out on them. If you know anyone that could get some value from this, we did cover a lot. Please share it with them. It helps the channel grow. Again, thank you so much for watching. If you're with us to the end here, and we'll catch you on the next one.